Hey there, it's Natalie, and I'm back in South Sudan. Today's April 1st, happy April Fool's Day. When I was here last October, November, I was conducting some trainings here, and within the compound of the Danish Refugee Council, I was asked to support with some flood mitigation measures because we get huge rains in South Sudan. And as a result, inside the compound, we were getting a lot of flooding, which was, coming in. We have a road coming into the compound, water coming off of the roof onto this hardscape. Now, what happens is the water hits this concrete and immediately starts to pick up speed, and then it joins with water coming off of this roof and everything, and it would meander down, and you can start to see there's some gully erosion forming. And so in order to try to just reduce the amount of flooding we were getting, what I did is I directed this water that's coming out of this pipe, and we made a banana circle. Keep in mind, the rainy season has not really started yet, but we've had a couple of small rains, which have started to boost the production here. And also the country director here, Jerry, has been amazing at trying to keep things watered and alive. But now the water from this pipe, rather than heading down and joining with this water and creating that, these rills and erosion, that water now comes here and parks in this banana circle. It's just a half moon on contour. We measured the contour here and then made a half moon. That water now pools here, and what we intentionally did by design, let me just zoom out a bit. I lowered this side so that if this fills up, the water, instead of heading that way, heads now into this area along the building, where we did a double dug, a very deep 60 or so centimeters bed, and packed it full of all kinds of material. And we created this green island wrap all around the whole entire building to take advantage of the water that was dripping off of that building and this building. So it's amazing coming back here after just a couple of rains to see how much production has started. So we planted bananas and all kinds of other little things, and this is going to help to shade the building once it grows out more and this place becomes more productive, and to just create more greenery and coolness and reducing the heat island effect of this compound. And there's lots of wild green vegetables in here that the staff have been harvesting. I don't know the names in English, but like niete, there's a kudra, there's just different local vegetables. So this is a deep bed that will, once that rain comes, that water is going to soak deep into the system, and then we'll have water and fertility available for these plants throughout the whole year. The last time I was here, we just continued. I could see that water was coming off of this building and joining waters going between these buildings and under some of the buildings, which was contributing to the flood that accumulates at the sump of this compound. So you can't see here very well, but we've got mango trees, guava, papaya, and we really just tried to boost production in this whole area. This is where a lot of the staff congregate. So what I had suggested is to take binding wire and just to create a trellis, which you can see now is starting to grow, with some vining plants here as well as here. So this will just create a nice little dappled shade, because this is where a lot of gathering happens with the staff here. The hottest buildings that we were finding, I had my temperature gun. These two buildings in the afternoon get a massive amount of sunlight, and we're, over 70 degrees Celsius. And so what we did here is made a very deep double dug bed, packed that full of, organic material, carbon, leaves, branches, and things like that. And we also made this trellis, which grew with pumpkins, and now we're gonna take the dead leaves and drop those down as mulch. Planted bananas. So the whole point is just to, add a bit of shade, because that was a really untenable situation in there in terms of the heat, which translates to more air conditioning, lesser productivity because people are tired. This is also food, so I've actually been coming and just harvesting some of these seeds and then just sprinkling them around. So those are amaranth leaves that that can just be harvested by staff or anyone. So we just go sprinkling those around. I'm a farmer, I'm farming. Very easy, just keep tossing these seeds everywhere. And so we want this to be a self-mulching, self-seeding situation. But it's just wonderful to see how the gentle redirection of this water contributes to the water staying in place, being productive, rather than accumulating and adding to the flooding that's happening downhill. So there's just a little update, lots of more food, people planting lemongrass in different areas for their tea. And once again, it's still looking a bit sparse, but the rains are starting this month. And as soon as that happens and these systems really fill up and drench and soak deep into those beds, we'll have very long-term productivity throughout the whole place. And the comments are being made are so positive. In the beginning, it didn't look great. People didn't know what we were doing. There was a lot of digging and weird things happening, but now everyone's super happy about it. It's just, greening the compound bit by bit, creating these spongy green islands, and, parking lots for water. We don't want highways for water. We want parking lots. So little by little, that's what's building up here. Another thing that we had planned to do, and I just reminded them, is that we wanted to add concrete nails into this wall on a diamond shape pattern and then string them together with binding wire, and then that can become a climbing surface as well for binding plants and things like that. All right, thanks.